Hi, I'm Vanessa from My Little Wildling, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a Lovevery review. So right here I have the Lovevery Babbler kit. This is for ages 13 to 15 months, and behind me I have the Thinker kit, which is 11 to 12 months. I am going to tell you our honest experience with these toys. I'm going to tell you what I love about them, what I don't like about the subscription service, and just give you a breakdown of some of these toys and how they've been used, because we've now had these for 2 years and some toys were played at that stage of development, which is completely appropriate and expected. And then there are some toys that have been used the whole time we've had them. So I'll let you know favorite toys of the kit have been, and then let you know why we only got 2 kits. So let's start out with a little bit of background about Lovevery. This company was started by 2 parents that wanted to create developmentally appropriate toys for kids, and so they came together with this vision to be able to provide this service because they were looking for that type of product themselves, so they needed to create it. And I really like that. And I like how Lovevery is very clear on their environmental and sustainability commitments. So one thing is all the wood that they use is FSC certified wood. They use natural and organic fabrics. So this ball, for instance, is organic cotton. This little guy up here is organic cotton. And then they have felt products, which are natural as well. So I really like that. The other thing that I absolutely love with Lovevery is that every kit comes with their play guide. And this is an extremely useful tool for parents because it explains what's in your guide, how to introduce each toy to them, some developmental cues that you should be watching for your children. So you've got ways to introduce, ways to play with your toys. And then also it has a section called real life play. So there are things that are developmentally appropriate for that age group that are beyond the toys that they provide. So I think that this is a really useful tool, and I've held on to these and I've used them quite extensively, especially when I was introducing them to Cedar, each of those toys. So this is a super useful tool that comes in every kit. Now, in terms of the toys, I had done a lot of research prior to getting Lovevery, and for me, I looked at the cost at the time and I said, I don't know if that's going to be worth it, but Cedar was given a gift from his papa, and I decided to use that gift to get these. So he got these 2 kits, and then he also got their organic play tunnel, which in and of itself, the play tunnel is an amazing toy. We have used that the entire time. He still brings it out, he sets it up with his pickler, and he creates different kind of obstacle courses with it. So I think getting a play tunnel like that is a really cool thing to have in your back pocket. It doesn't have to stay out all the time. It folds up really flat and you can store it away, and then you can take it out when you need it. So that's a really cool toy that's just independently sold on their website. And then in terms of the quality of these toys, because I have tried to recreate some kits on Amazon, and the quality of the products that I found on Amazon once they arrived were nothing like the quality of the products that we received with Lovevery. In fact, some of them even broke right away. So it was sort of a moot point to maybe save a couple dollars on one particular item, but then have it break after about a month. The quality is really good. I have a shape puzzle for Cedar that I bought on Amazon, and it is nothing like the quality of this. So this is one thing that I also wanted to mention about Lovevery, is they have diversity consultants. So all of the kids in their books and on their toys are diverse. And what an awesome thing that is for Cedar to see, you know, a diversity of little children. I love it. There are some plastics included in Lovevery toys, which I know Monty Toys does not have any plastic, but as a comparison in price, and you can read our blog post, which I'll link below, I go into a little bit more detail about the price comparison, but it is more than double for Monty Toys. So that is definitely something to consider if you're thinking about doing a toy subscription. So as you would imagine, some of these toys will primarily only be played with in that developmental phase. They can be rotated in and out, and some of these toys have been rotated in and out for probably that first year of having them. However, I will say that some toys got played with less than others, and some toys are still played with today. For instance, in this Babbler kit was this little car, and Cedar named this person Dee Dee, and this car has always been out. He plays with this almost daily, so this is a really good toy. And then we were also given these little baskets, and these have come in handy just for all kinds of things over time. This is a coin drop that came in the kit. I will mention that our kit that we received, which is 2 years old now, is slightly different than today's kit, so some of these toys might not be in that kit. So he played with this a little bit at the time. This ring drop, this thing has been out for a long time, way longer than the 3 months that were in this kit. This ball drop, he didn't play with it that much. I do like how it has all kinds of different doors, so even still he will come back to this if it's out and about and he'll find it and play with it. But it came with 3 balls. So you have to push it in. It sits on top, which is nice that you have to actually use some force to push it in, and then it goes. But the 3 balls are different colored, and 2 of them have different weighted beads in them, so that he's getting a little bit of auditory learning and sensation here with the 2 different kinds of beads, and then 1 of them doesn't. The other thing that I love about their books, which I believe there's a book that comes in every kit, at least one, is they're larger than normal board books. They're thicker, but these little ones, Cedar always grabbed these because they fit in his hands really nicely, and they're just very simple images to convey what they're trying to portray, which this one is messy and clean. So the repetition of going through this 100 times and seeing each kid messy and clean was very helpful, and there's no other distracting background images. And the same thing, this one's little and big, so you could see very clear. So he really got a lot of use out of these. Bright colors, diverse people in them, very simple images for him to understand the concept of what each topic is. And then behind me, for the Thinker kit, these balls have come in the most handy. These have been in the bath since we got them. They're always played with. 1 is very heavy, this is the heavy one, and then 1 is super light. So he has been playing with these in the bath, understanding heavy and light and rolling them around and what the difference is there. But now that he's 3, he's learning about the concept of gravity because he's obsessed with space. So these balls have come in extremely handy when we are in the bathtub, because we're talking about this ball floats on the water and this ball sinks, and what that means for gravity. These have been super handy to have, and I have not seen a recreation of these other than perhaps using balloons to do that. So this has been a very cool toy. And then we have Baby Avery. So Lovevery also in the new kit has a little organic doll like this. I love that this was kind of a gender neutral, so he just assigns gender to this however he is, whatever he's playing with. But this toy, like he wants Baby Avery with him, even though he's not really attached to any stuffies or anything like that. This has been a very helpful toy. We had talked about body parts through this. He practiced fine motor skills trying to dress Baby Avery. He still does that sometimes. Yeah, lots of really good learning opportunities just through this toy. This is not specific, of course. If you have any other kind of doll, you could do the same thing, but he did love this toy, and this toy has gotten a lot of use. So my overall impressions of Lovevery, I do think that it's worth it. I have gone through, like I said, the trouble of trying to recreate a kit from Amazon, and the quality is just not there. So after having done that once, I would say, in my opinion, be better to subscribe to the toy service, because what it comes down to is about $40 a month if you were to break it down to a monthly cost. It's delivered to your door, very convenient. It takes all the thought process away from you of trying to find, purchase, purchase, source developmentally appropriate toys for your children, and it provides you a learning and play guide so that you as a parent can get these toys, that you can introduce each of these toys individually and demonstrate to them and see how they interact with them. And if something is too difficult, you can put it away for a few days and introduce it again and keep going that way. I really like that. So you might be asking yourself, why did we only get 2 kits? And that has more to do with our life situation at the time than it has to do with what Lovevery is and what they've created and how they've been able to help us parents. So when we first got this, we were renting. We had just got off the road. A little bit background, we live full-time traveling with Cedar, our son, in a van for 2 years. He was only with us in the van for a year because we had him in between our time traveling. So at the time we got this, we were renting, which is why I didn't commit to more than 2 subscriptions, because we were thinking we were going to get back on the road, and then COVID happened and everything in between. And then in that time we ended up buying the house that we're in and being in the middle of renovations. So introducing more things into our life, like toys, I had nowhere to store them, so it didn't make sense to us. The other thing that I wanted to mention, because I think it is important, is if you are thinking about having other kids, then the price of these really, I think, dramatically reduces, because you will get a much longer life out of these than some other toys. So that is my Lovevery review. If you have any questions, leave them below. If you've gotten these toys or you've gotten any other subscription services like Monty Kids or KiwiCo or anything like that, I would love to know, because this is the only one that we've got personal experience with, even though I have done a ton of research on the other ones. So thank you so much for watching this review. I hope you found it helpful. I will leave links to the products below, and I'll also, like I mentioned, leave the link to our blog on our Lovevery review, where I go into a little bit more detail about the price breakdown and a little bit more detail about the company. So you can find that below. Thanks again. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.